All right. I wanted to just um, talk to you, whoever's listening. Thank you for my subscribers, and thank you for the questions you've asked me. Um, I'm gonna make a video later on about the introduction to this channel, why I'm doing it, my career change, etc. But for now, I just want to talk about what I did to prepare for this exam. I've pretty much looked at every forum that there is regarding Exam P, and but I haven't seen anyone really make a video about what they did. So whatever, I'm doing it right now. I started out by looking at, I think his name is Finnan. Finnan Exam P manual. It's free PDF. It's online. I recommend you look at that. That's the first thing I did. Is I looked at that. Now he doesn't give great explanations for things. He assumes you already have a baseline knowledge. Now I did take a upper division probability course, but only one, and it was a long time ago. So I taught myself pretty much everything. That was the first thing I looked at. I pretty much went through the entire manual. At the same time, I ordered the Aztec Manual, which I'm sure you've heard of, by Broverman. His manual is pretty good. I ordered the most recent edition. I could not believe how many errors were in that. I mean, this is like the 10th edition. Tons of just spelling errors, just annoying errors. Actually, there were even some answers that were incorrect. So that was pretty frustrating. But overall, pretty good practice exams. His general probability questions suck though. You'll look at those and they're like half a page long just to read them. I mean, I think they're too hard for the actual exam. But he has some good problems. He has some good joint distribution problems specifically. He also talks about a lot of aggregate loss questions, which can be quite confusing. SOA doesn't get too complicated with those. They do have them, but not too complicated. So I did the Aztec Manual. I did all those. I did all the practice exams. There's 8 of them. I went through them at least twice. Okay. Then after that, I did a lot of SOA questions. I've done all the SOA questions several times. And I also took a look at some other manuals that I found. Kind of a weird situation. You can download an app called Scribed. And on Scribed, they had 2 manuals that I looked at. One of them was this guy named Go, I can't pronounce his name, but Go's manual for Exam P. It's something like getting a better depth into Exam P. It's quite useful actually. He does get a little more abstract than what I think is necessary, but he has a lot of good remarks, a lot of good ways to remember things. Take a look at my gamma distribution video to see something I mentioned about that. So definitely take a look at Goo's study manual. And then I also looked at on the app Scribed as well. You can only get on your phone as far as I know. And you get like 3 free PDF books. So I got the Goo's manual. I also got the ASM study manual by Dr. O. I can't pronounce his last name. You probably can't either. But it's also a very widely used study manual for Exam P. I did a lot of, I mostly did his exam questions. I didn't think I did any of them timed. I did most of them just going through them, not timing myself. Other ones I did. He has a lot of hard problems, especially once you get past, he has like 20 practice exams. Once you get past like the 5th practice exam, they start getting crazy. He has a lot of order statistics. So it's good to familiarize yourself with those. But if you notice, for example, they pretty much concentrate on the first order statistic, the minimum, and the last order statistic, which is the maximum. Then after that, I pretty much, another important resource is the MSU, Michigan State University. They have an Exam P online sample exam, timed, just like the SOA does. The SOA has the online practice exam as well. They have a similar story. They have their own questions. I warn you though, tons of mistakes. Tons of mistakes. Some of their questions have no answer. You'll get the right answers. I had a question that's like, this is the answer is D. I picked D, and it was wrong. So just weird things like that are wrong with that site. But it's still good practice, good exposure. Um, Another thing just to mention on that, they had a question that asked you for the revenue. If you know a thing or two about a thing or two, you know that revenue is different than profit. So they ask you about something to do with revenue, expected revenue, but they really want you to find the expected profit. So that annoyed the hell out of me. I mean, profit is revenue minus cost. So they want you taking the cost into account. Anyways, going off on a tangent. MSU, though, still do some of those sample exams. They're quite hard, honestly. I mean, I was getting like 24 or something out of 30. But, all right. After that, I basically just kept alternating between MSU exams and SOA online exams. I've been studying since September. I've been studying a lot, probably more than most, I would say. Anyways, in the past week, I got Adapt. And, because everyone's been telling me, get Adapt, blah, 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 blah. So I got it, whatever. I've already been really prepped for it. I mean, if you know anything about Adapt, then you know that there's the earned level. I got to earn level 10 after like 3 exams. And then I got like a 27 out of 30 on earned level 10. So I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I mean, I've been prepping my ass off. And so anyways, I went back down to level 7. Because I've heard the actual exam is somewhere between 4 and 6. So anyways, I went back down to a level 7. Honestly, I haven't been doing as great on level 7. Kind of weird. I find, honestly, some of the combinatorial probability problems the hardest. The advanced stuff is not hard for me. Like, finding the joint PDF given, like a transformation, between the Jacobi and things like that stuff's not hard for me. Joint distribution problems aren't hard for me in general, actually. It's more the general probability stuff. Combinatorial arguments specifically. Anyways, regardless, Adapt is definitely a good resource. I recommend getting like getting only a week of it. It's pretty expensive. You get a week for like $60. So I've been doing that the past week. I've been taking 2 exams a day. I'm absolutely exhausted. So I'm not taking an exam today because my real exam is tomorrow. So anyways, I just wanted to tell you what I've done to prepare for Exam P. Take a lot of exams, practice exams timed. Use earplugs, because that's what you get during the exam. Use a shitty pencil like this, because that's what you get during the exam. And use this calculator for Exam P. This is the best one. I have the BA2 Plus, which I'll use for FM, because I've heard that there's a lot of shortcuts, and I will go over the shortcuts for those when I start making videos for it. But this is for Exam P. This is the best one for Exam P. My exam's tomorrow. So I'm going to make a video post exam. Hopefully I freaking pass. I'm going to be absolutely furious if I don't pass. I have a good feeling about it. Conceptually I know everything. If you've been taking practice exams, you know what it comes down to though. Conceptually I know everything, but if you make one freaking computational error, the problem's wrong. Period. That's what's my opinion is hard about this. You have to be precise with everything. So I'm going to make a video post-exam, tell you how it was, tell you what the environment's like, tell you the difficulty level. How does it compare to the things I've done? So we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck, and tell me what you think. All right, thank you. Thank you for subscribing.